The following program is brought to you by Pizza Productions.
Dolly Parton, 9 to 5.
Dolly Parton, 9 to 5, man.
Right?
Does it get better than that?
Donna Summer works hard for the money.
Donna Summers works hard for the money.
Loverboy working for the weekend.
Working for the
Alan Jackson,
weekend.
it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
What? Take
Uniform on my back, I had to light it on fire in a vat of chicken fat. Yeah, that whole running through the mini mall in my underwear. I got caught downtown.
Hello, Brandon Huck, and welcome to the podcast that no one listens to. What's up, man?
What's up, dude?
I'm here to record. We're here in my dining room.
We are again.
You may potentially have an internet sensation on your hands with the video that you took of my dog outside.
Yeah, the welcoming committee I received today was just phenomenal. I pulled up and your dog last time I couldn't get near him because he had rolled in a skunk, but this time was kind of going around and showing me dominance and then taking his big pillow out there.
Don't feel special. He does it to everybody.
He showed me and that pillow who's boss.
He did.
It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
You had quite the chuckle, man.
I was dying.
I was like, honestly, because I see him all the time. I'm like, yeah, that's what he does. You know, like I told you, like he drags his bed out into the living room and makes it an event. He's like, guys, celebrate this with me.
Look what I can do. Like that whole bit from Mad TV.
Exactly.
Like the dog version of it. Yeah, it was the funniest thing I've ever. And the shot I got, like, I tried to get a shot at first, but then he like realized, oh, I'm gonna be on camera. And then he's like, oh, I'm gonna look at you. And I'm like, still got a cute picture.
He just like looked at you like he was like posing for it though. He's just like, whoa, and then he showed me it. And you're like, hey man, I'll give you credit if that does blow up. So.
Oh, I hope it does, man. Clickbait AF videos. We'll see what happens. I haven't posted anything new there in like a year, so let's see.
I don't even think I've heard of this place, man. You have so much knowledge when it comes to like
it's my
this
site.
Underground of like comedy and comic books and video games. Oh, it's your site.
It's my comedy
underground.
Underground
There you go,
site.
man. Fucking hey, dude.
It's like a thing I did for about a year or so. It was like my excuse to make stupid memes and like make fun of Unilad and all those. You know, Facebook culture of seeing something on Reddit.
Like 4chan and all that stuff?
Basically, there's a formula where what trends on Reddit gets reposted by about 10 major groups and about 100 little subgroups with stupid names.
Okay.
And it's just like stupid stuff like Marty McFly. Like, really? Really? And
it's just everybody's attention.
It's every day.
Pay attention to me! Pay attention to me!
It's just like, it's good content, but yeah, it was like already been seen by, you know, a third of the world already before... Or something like it's got a huge number. It's like number 4th or something like that. Number 5 in rank on the internet now. Reddit is not. I don't know why people still say it's like I don't understand it. It's like it's huge. It's like the biggest thing. You know.
I have a Reddit account, but I've tried to go on there and post a couple. Like I don't even post anything. I just go on there and read stuff. I guess I don't know. It was very limited in terms of like the amount of time that I've spent on there. Though.
I mean, anything you can imagine, there's a subreddit for it. If not, you can make it.
I always look up pro wrestling.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a WWF one, I'm sure. You know, I haven't really pulled anything from it, but
a little bit of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
I'm sure there's midget wrestling on there if you look.
Dude, we had midget wrestling here in what is it, Moxie? Like
Top Finish last night, I think.
Well, they had the Lucha Libre last night because they do BLW.
Yeah, BLW.
That's Big League Wrestling.
That's Aaron's promotion. Yeah.
And then, like, they had the separate, like, midget wrestling show that came through, and it was, like, I think it was out in East Valley or something in Moxie.
Yeah.
Like, I had a friend that went to it. It was in Moxie, yeah. And he said it was pretty fun, man. He said he was a hoot and a holler, I suppose.
Nice.
You know? I mean, you get what you pay for, in a little person situation.
Wrestling video games would tackle midget wrestling, then we'd have, maybe that could be future DLC for a WWE game. A midget wrestling league.
Oh, dude. You just got to take the wrestlers that are on there and just shrink them down, dude. You got to, like, just like, shrink them down into, like, you know, mini Stone Cold Steve Austin and mini Rock, and they all have, like, little high voices.
I have this midget wrestling bloopers tape from the 80s I got at a dollar store, and it had, like, a midget Mr. T and all that. Like, it was so weird. It was like, first off, I'm finding a midget wrestling bloopers tape for $1. And this is like, 1989, 90. It was like, what? I'm in junior high. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, man. You grew up, though. You grew up, like, in that Hulk Hogan era. So, like, probably a lot of, like, parody of, like, professional wrestling in the
we were Huckamania. Around my house, it was Huckamania.
It was Huckamania. There you go. Yeah, dude. There you go, dude. I mean, your name is, like, really close on to that Hulkamania spot. So.
I mean, if you got the name, you use it. I mean, what the Huck? I mean, all these
What
other...
the Huck? It's
my middle initial is P, so that's Phunny. Funny.
Oh,
yeah.
See, this is why you've had a career in comedy for so long, man.
That's your quick ones, dude.
Nonetheless, though, I mean, you've had a presence at least.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always performed. I've always tried to put on a show.
Like, those are good jokes, man.
Thank you.
It's funny.
Speaking of good jokes, let's talk about DLC and modern video games.
Let's do it. That's what you came here for. We're like,
games
you're like Kevin.
We're warmed
up.
I came here warmed up.
Came here with so much, and I was wanting to talk
here.
about this. So yeah, let's do it.
I brought some stuff to talk about. So there was some recent news. Just first off in the video game world, there was just to touch on this for a moment, there was a shooting in a Madden tournament.
Yeah, I heard about that yesterday.
Like, I mean, that's just some sore loser. I'm sorry. I mean, I've lost at Madden. I mean, I don't think I've ever won a game of Madden in my life. I can play Blitz,
dude.
but I can't do simulation. I'm not good at. Arcade, give it to me all day long.
Yeah.
5-on-5, no penalties, first and 30. That's fun. Not in the stop and start, and then they go up like little hamsters at the bottom, and the animation in between plays. Dude. I've seen Madden. It cracks me up.
I forget. I had my friend Ray, and like me and him would always play Madden. Like we've for the last 10 years, dude. Like every Madden, one of us would get it, and we'd always play. Dude, like consistently for 10 years, he's always beat me, dude. Yeah. But there's the occasional moment. Where I come back, and I just I stomp him down into the ground, dude. And like there was one time I took a fucking picture of it, and like straight up posted online like a 21 point beatdown. So
jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the kind of guy that likes to go online with it. Like, I found Madden 12 in a GameStop dumpster once, and I went online with it to see if anyone was playing, and, like, I matched up with somebody.
Oh, wow.
And so I was like,
awesome.
all right, I'll start playing, and then, like, on second down, I fake field goal.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, he kept, like, sending me messages, just quit. Like, bitch, just quit. That's all I kept doing. In between every play, that's all I would say, bitch, just quit. And then subject, bitch. And then,
just quit.
And then I would just say, just quit. Like, he just had it on, like...
Yeah.
And then finally, he's like, I don't want... And then, like, he sent me, like, this lengthy one, because he wasn't playing for a minute. Like, I was actually doing good. I'm like, oh, he's typing up a message, and it was something along the lines of, like, man, I don't want my Madden score to go down. Like, I never quit, but I'm going to quit because you're just an asshole. I mean, just went off on me. Jeez. And then I went back with him. I just simply said, I just found this game in a GameStop dumpster today. Congratulations, you're the king of garbage.
Yeah, it's like you're like some like little 12-year-old that's like
and this was like
hanging
2
out
years
in Ohio, dude.
It was like 2016 this happened.
Yeah.
It's like the game's 4 years
you're
old.
You're lucky there's still somebody on this system.
Yeah, you're lucky I even
server, man.
thought to even do this. Like, no one else besides you was thinking about, ooh, here comes someone to play Madden. Dude. At the time, 16, I think, was the new one. So it's like...
It's like, pony up, bro. Come on, get that $60 and
come on,
get Madden 16, man.
How bad do you want? If you're gonna play it that much, it's worth the price of admission.
I saw it the other day when I went to Walmart. It was like Madden 19. I was like, oh, do I spend the money? It's like, no. Ultimately, I always get it for a Christmas present. So there you go. I'll just wait till December.
It'll be about $40.
It's so stupid. It's like everything within DVDs and like games, like you get the luxury of getting it right when it comes out, you know, but other than that, like you wait like 9 months, obviously a year, you get it like fucking half off, man, if not less, depending on how well it did,
and or if it was well received. I mean,
exactly.
Something else I've noticed in sports games is kind of unusual these days is the only golf game really, like the official EA one, wasn't Tiger Woods this time. It was like Rory
McIlroy, yeah, dude.
Copies of that are like $50, and it's like a 5-year-old game.
Yeah,
they didn't do a lot of them. It's the only golf game available. There was no Rory McIlroy. They didn't keep a series going. It was just a one-off. Which I think is kind of cool because if they think about it, I'd love to see like Madden be a one-off. Like at the beginning of the life cycle of a console, you buy the one-off, and then they can just
keep updating it,
patch it, and make the engine improvements via a patch every year that you pay like $20 for.
Yeah, but then they want you to pay that extra $40 right there.
Then and that kind of it's like a whole physical media thing too. I mean, every thrift store you go to, because Madden does sell the best, and football fans do not have like a most of them don't have a nostalgia for a particular year. Maybe like if your team did the Super Bowl that year.
See, those are the years that I have. Is 15 and 07. Those
where
are
my
the 2
collection
years.
started. Yeah,
those are the 2 years with the Seahawks.
Those are the first two
Sherman
I collected.
and fucking Alexander.
You know, I was living in Seattle for both of those, and it was
amazing.
a wild time. You know, watching the fans. I'm not a huge football nut, but I can appreciate a spectacle when I see one.
Dude.
And the whole town was going ape shit. I mean, what are you gonna do? You know, you just sit there by the side like sports ball. No, you sound like an idiot when you say that. Like,
yeah, man.
Everyone knows what a home run is. Come on, like
Embrace
there was
the
no
culture.
home run.
Embrace the culture, man.
Just it exists. It's not going anywhere. It's part of the world. This is part of your fabric of your life. There are going to be people in your life that, I mean, you right now are wearing a Seahawks hat. You know, for
Shows
those
my
of you,
loyalty.
For those of you watching,
shows my loyalty.
On
That
the
tribalism, man. Shows my loyalty to.
But that's just it. You know, there's.
Seahawks.
Yeah, I mean, I've never gotten to the hardcore part of the culture of it. Like, I appreciate it as a, you know, I love strategy, and I can see strategy in it. I see the strategy, but I'm just like, it's a little too. I mean, if I want slow strategy, I go with Advance Wars. That's I like a good slow, steady Fire Emblem, something that's turn-based. Military Madness for the TurboGrafx 16, you know. I want,
like, get nitty-gritty.
I've got that. And I don't know. It's 4 hours to watch, like, a 21-minute game, if you think about it. There's really, like...
4 hours?
4
For a
hours.
21-minute game on the TurboGrafx 16?
Something like that.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of experience. I mean, I mean, I've heard, like, you know, the history on all these, but it's like the actual experience on, you know, the systems.
It was a dual-core 8-bit machine. That's where they got the 16 at. So it wasn't true 16, but it looked nicer and played better than the Master System and the NES at the time, which were the two 8-bit. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't quite on par with Super Nintendo or Genesis. It was like this weird middle system, and it was definitely the third place of its generation.
It was third place.
Yeah, and hardly anyone heard about it. It was only like 2 million units sold in America.
It's like your Nintendo Wii.
No, the Wii U.
The Wii U, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, the Wii.
Corrected. Yeah, the Wii
like the
U.
second biggest selling console in the world.
Yeah.
It's like number 2 behind PS2.
PS2.
PS2's number 1.
I always enjoyed having the PS2, man. I remember playing that shit in the 9th grade.
Dude,
going to Sean Holmes' house and playing GTA 3.
Dude, first time I played that game was on mushrooms.
Oh, dude.
we couldn't get enough of it. I mean, we were dying of laughter. I mean, just like, that was just mind-blowing. Like,
so
you could steal a car. It was in 3D.
There's
radio stations.
Well, I assume you played two.
I dabbled with them. Yeah. I liked them, but to see it like in 3D and like it wasn't like stuttering and like, because I was worried about when the generation switches over to, like I said, these bigger games at the time, like the DVD. I mean, it was like 5 times bigger than the CD-ROM. I mean, I remember there was a huge generational gap.
Yeah.
From literally the year 2000 was a changing point when the PS2 came out in Japan, because I had one in like March of 2000. I imported. I was that guy in those days.
How do you go about like it? Because this is like predates obviously what we have today with, you know, the internet and what the internet is. So like, how in 2000, what are you doing to like imports, you know, a PlayStation 2 from Japan?
I was fortunate enough to have a friend in Japan at the time.
Oh, there you go.
And I spent exorbitant amounts of money for it. I was young. I had disposable income.
How much did you drop on it?
I think $400.
Well, that's not bad. Well, in 2000,
and that included shipping and everything.
Suppose,
it was like $300 for the console, and then like $50 for shipping, and then like a few extra kind of for him for his. And there's a couple. I think it was a game in there too. Like Kissen came with it. And what else came with it? Oh, that Square Enix baseball game, the only baseball game they ever did at the end of the century. Not Power Pro Baseball. That's a different series, but it's like it's opening scene is Ichiro in the Blue Wave doing the bat thing.
So it's a Japanese-based baseball game,
but it's Square Enix. The guys did like Final Fantasy and stuff.
What?
So it was like I got it because it was a Square Enix game, and I liked baseball, so it's kind of like, okay, this is
whoa, dude. That's fucking man. Yeah. That's how much would that be going for nowadays? That's an obscure
$10.
That's
I
overvalue it all, you know, straight, you know. No, I'm like,
Now it's funny
the way you describe it.
How it values. There's actually, I've kind of discovered a formula, and I want to make a prediction here on the show this week, based upon how this works. I predicted Hello Kitty Cruisers for the Wii U to be an expensive title today, and it was based basically on this kind of like how I figured it out. It's the first time I really got it. So basically, what makes a game valuable? So like a game like Madden is, of course, going to sell in the millions across all platforms. But not all platforms. There was one year, Madden 13, the Vita and the Wii U versions are the rare ones, and the 3DS.
Okay.
There was only one 3DS Madden football. They just called
Yeah.
it, again, like with the Rory McIlroy, just Madden football. That's the only one they did, and it's worth like $25-$30 bucks right now in 2018.
Okay.
The Vita version's like $25-$30, only Madden game they released for it. That was it. So you want Madden for your Vita, that's it.
That's it. Yeah,
so there's actually some rare Maddens.
Okay.
But you have to figure, like I said, were there other ones released? So obviously think about like the PS3. There's like 10 Maddens from 07 to 17. That's a lot of Madden.
Yeah.
And
on
a lot
top
of them
of it,
sold.
That game started in like what, 93?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for that generation, there was 10 to 11 copies, something like that, 10 to 11 versions. And by the end, PS4 was the hot thing. So actually the 17 is worth about $30-$35 right now because that's the last PS3 NFL football game you're going to get. So fans who aren't going to get rid of their PS3s for a 4 ever.
So 17's
that's the most recent they're ever going to get, and they're holding on to it with, and collectors are starting.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's.
See, I have like Madden 10, dude. Yeah, because I'm that guy that like somehow has acquired the new Madden on. Because I started playing it on the GameCube.
Oh wow,
the GameCube is my like.
See, I played it on the Genesis years ago. Off friends of mine's house off of Tano.
Well, see, like when I was a kid, the game that we played for football was Joe Montana's like quarterback, and then they also had like the NFL quarterback club or some shit like that. So it was like Joe Montana.
Oh, the one that the talking like it spoke. Like, whoa.
Yeah. Like it was all supposed to be all edgy.
First down.
Yeah.
Whoa. But cartridge limitations then were insane. I've even with one of my noise groups, we tried to downsample an EP to fit on a floppy disk, and all I could do was like, we got a 4-song EP,
what's
like
the process on that?
15 minutes, just continuing to downsample it, put it into Audacity again, re-downsample it, do it a couple times. And it sounded like just terrible AM audio, but we've got like 15 minutes of audio onto a floppy
disk.
1.44 meg, yeah.
Wow.
So it was like 1.40 meg when we were done with it. But anyways, back to the predictions. So there's a website I use called VG Charts. It's been around for a long time. It keeps exact sales data worldwide of all so any game you can think of, like go back and even think about like that Joe Montana Genesis. Type it up. It'll tell you what it sold in America week by week for the first 8 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, that's something they've been adding in, but not all titles have it because the data is not complete. I mean, it's a lot of data, but they've got a good chunk of it. So most games you can think of, it's on here. So like what you would do right now, if you want to predict what's going to be the most valuable PS4 game, you'd have to go and see what your sales data is, and then just kind of see, look at the bottom 10. And at the time for the Wii U, it was like Hello Kitty Cruisers, Devil's Third, Zumba World Party.
Zumba.
Yeah, Zumba World Party for Wii U. You heard it here, folks. Completionists are going to be paying through the nose in the next 5 to 10 years for that.
I have a sister-in-law that would probably pay good money for that.
Yeah, but that's just it. It's completionists that are putting the price up on these things. So like something like Super Smash Brothers, there was 5-6 million copies sold, and there's 12 million Wii U. So like it's a 2-to-1 ratio. For every 2 Wii U owners you meet, one of them owns Smash Brothers.
Anybody with a system.
But for every 1,000, one person owns Zumba World Party.
Right.
And like I said, these people are going for complete sets of these games. I have about little over half of the Wii U set, and I only have 61 games on disc.
Jeez.
And I did get Zumba World Party. You're welcome.
I was just going to ask.
I was
going to ask you, do you own the copy of Zumba World Party?
I do. I bought it at a thrift store I frequent. Another great source for cheap video games, especially with the previous generation, is your pawn shops. Especially like corporate ones, like the local Cash America here. They will bring out what are called bricks, 10 at a time, and they just don't care. They don't know that, Madden 13 for the Wii U is rather like, oh, it's a Wii U game, that's old, have it for $1.
they have no value system of anything. They're just like, get rid of it.
If it was PS4 or Xbox One or Switch, yes, because those are the 3 new ones.
The new ones, but anything old.
Anything before that is just
see, there
old.
You go. That's
another thing you have to play on with a lot of these thrift stores, pawn shops. Yeah. They have this mentality like that, but the collectors, we know it's not just, quote, old.
Yeah.
Your ignorance is our bliss. Thank you.
Yeah.
So you'll look at those sales data, and then you'll look also to see what the prestige is. So Hello Kitty is a prestigious thing, even though it's not a great game. Hello Kitty's name carries weight. So therefore, copies right now are about $100 to $150 for Hello Kitty Cruisers.
This is insane.
For the Wii U.
This is insane, Brandon Huck. I can't believe these numbers you're producing right now.
These are real. This is all real stuff. So it's so my predictions for like anything for the PS4 right now is anything that sells under 20,000 copies. Games like in the previous generations, like Panzer Dragoon Saga for the Saturn, only sold 20,000 copies. Copies now frequent $650 for a 20-year-old game. Prestige plus demand plus there's actually a market and people are keeping track of this finally.
Right.
Pricecharting.com is where I do another lot of my bulk starting point stuff. And I have to stress it, it's a starting point because people will just see price charting at these stores and just go, oh, that's it. No, you still have to go through their data. They give it to you. Like, here's a ballpark $26 for a loose cartridge. Because there's three values. You have your loose cartridge, or just your loose disc, your disc with its case, or the cartridge with its box,
right,
and then just factory sealed.
Very simple, very simple.
Those are the three
states
states a game can be in. It's like physics. You're either a liquid, a solid, or a gas.
That's a good analysis.
There's no other... But GameStop, and we'll go to this later, when GameStop sells you a new game that's been opened up and put out on the shelf already, and then they sell it to you as new because they put a little sticker on it, but it's not pre-owned. Oh yeah, we'll get to that later. Spooky, sneaky language. I don't like it. But where were we?
We'll get back to GameStop.
We'll get back to GameStop.
Oh, got shit to say about GameStop.
What's pissing me off about like modern gaming right now is compilations. I mean, compilations are nothing new. They've been around since the Super Nintendo. You gotta remember Mario All-Stars.
Yeah, I remember like Atari flashbacks and shit like that.
Yeah, so you'd have like, maybe like a game with like, a handful of, it's nothing new.
Yeah,
but
it's definitely
it started in the 90s though. It wasn't an 80s thing.
Yeah.
Because, we were literally
That's when the history was being established.
We were creating this history,
yeah,
exactly. We were still writing the book. But yeah, Mario All-Stars is the first, I think, example you can really say of like a game being remastered. So it looks like a Super Nintendo game, but it's all 4 classic games, including a bonus game we didn't get in America at the time because they thought it was too hard. And boy, were they right with the lost levels. That shit, that game is brutal. But so I started noticing throughout the years, like in the PS2 era, you started getting like box sets. Like, you'd have the Crash Bandicoot box sets. You'd have, like, 3 games. Then you'd have, like, the Metal Gear, And even though Metal Gear 1 came on the PlayStation 1, they repackaged it to be a PS2 case.
Oh, wow.
And to kind of fit the box set. I have a copy of just that. I love it. It's beautiful. I'm a Metal Gear nut. But, by the time I started... So PS3 starts coming around, okay? And you start seeing these HD comps where it's like PS2 games all together, like the Devil May Cry's all together.
Yeah.
What else was there?
I've gotten the PS2.
The Tomb Raider collection,
the Grand Theft Auto collections,
Prince of Persia collection. Those
Prince of Persia games,
trilogy.
I never got to fuck around with Prince of, not to like throw you off, but I never really got to fucking around with like Prince of Persia. That shit always looked way fucking
Sands
cool,
of
dude.
Time is amazing.
Yes.
You have I think I have an extra copy of that collection in my storage. I'll have to hook you up. It is fantastic. I mean, it's what basically became Assassin's Creed.
Exactly, yeah.
That's a whole nother, Anyhow, so what started making me upset was there started being this line of Sony PS3 remasters about 2009, 10, 11, somewhere in there. And you had like the Ratchet and Clank collection. All right, all 3 games on one. Sly Cooper collection. Woo! Okay, all 3 on one.
Yeah.
Jack and Daxter all on one. But then they went and messed something up.
What'd they mess up?
This is the beginning of the end. The God of War collection.
Oh no.
They put God of Wars 1 and 2 on a disc. Excellent. God of War 3 on a separate disc. But a download code for the other 2 games.
Oh, come on.
I have gone through like 8 copies of this. I've never gotten a single one to give me the PSP remasters. I'm not kidding. It is just like I own the disc of it. They do sell the disc separately. Yeah. Thank goodness that exists. Otherwise,
you'd have no access to it.
This is my point. Yeah. This is where things are starting to go wrong. There's a Crash Bandicoot trilogy came out about a year and a half or so ago.
I'm very aware of the Crash.
Okay.
Yes.
Now.
The Spyro one is coming out.
That's where I'm getting to.
Okay.
Did you hear about the backlash?
Yes, I'm pretty sure I did, man.
The games 2 and 3 were going to be a download code?
Yeah, okay, I did hear the backlash on that, man. That they're just,
No, this is where it makes me mad, because it's like, it goes back to like even like that Metal Gear HD collection on the PS3. There's that Legacy box set, and it shows you on the back all these Metal Gear games, but then there's 2 in the back that says asterisk, asterisk. Metal Gear Solid and VR.
So anybody that may not have like an internet connection or kind of get fucked over,
or these codes. Sometimes these codes expire,
Yeah.
Let's just put ourselves 50 years in the future. The PS3 servers are long shut down. You find a sealed copy of this, like God of War Saga, you're out 2 games right off the bat, unless you have that other collections disc. Just gone.
Boom.
So it's the problem with that. A lot of companies were going to that Mega Man collection for the Switch. There was those Mega Man collections, which on the GameCube, PS2, Xbox were all like the first 8 Mega Mans on one disc plus some bonus games. So you had like 10 games on one disc. No DLC.
Right.
Just
See, and that's the way
up.
it should be. That's the way it fucking should be.
Yeah,
man.
and then they release it for the PS4, and it's like 2 discs, Blu-ray disc. Okay, mind you, like we're talking about a GameCube, 1.5 gig GameCube disc held 10 Mega Man games. Yeah. It's essentially the same size, same data, everything on the PS4, but they're like 2 50 gig Blu-rays.
What's the point of that, dude? Why would they do that?
Money. Oh my god!
Right.
When the PS4s first came out, about a year into it, one of the GameStop employees here was trying to get me to get one. He's like, "Come on, get one. Pre-order this.
Come on, man. Spend your money with us, man."
But here's the thing: is I told him, I go, "Okay, give me 5 good games, 5 good games. Why I should get a PS4?"
Right.
And he says, God of War 3 remastered, Last of Us remastered, this remastered. Everything.
I have those games already.
I have them already on the PS3. Why do I want to throw away $800 to own the games I'm already literally having?
Have you seen the HD on that PS4?
It is
Holy
an HD.
shit.
Oh, and then when they
it's even more HD though.
They were telling me about the Okami. HD thing. They're trying to get me to pre-order that. I go, dude, the PS3,
what's that?
The PS3 version renders the game in 4K and downscales it.
Oh wow, okay.
Okay, and it's on PS3.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So why do I need this PS4 remaster? It literally can make it look the same.
Yeah.
No matter what television I have, it's limited to that.
Right, of course.
I don't have a 4K 60-inch television in my house.
Yeah, you definitely. I know.
I have a 24-inch.
Yeah.
3D TV. It's a PlayStation TV, but hey,
you get a good picture of that though. You get like good closeness
all those
of it.
PS3 3D games, I can play them.
There you go.
Like the ones that have like the show.
Yeah.
You have like, if we each are wearing the glasses and we're watching it.
Yeah.
You're battering on pitching. I get the view from the pitcher's mound. You get the
That's
view from the
pretty
batters.
fucking
And
cool.
and you each get a full screen, so like
Ooh.
each one is interlaced.
Yeah.
But your glasses determines which set of pictures you see.
There you fucking go, man.
Simulview.
It is fun. It's good times.
Dude, I got all sorts of shit.
Oh yeah, I know, dude. Every time I talk to you, man, it's like you're like a fucking treasure chest of knowledge for this shit, dude.
Oh, and I've got
Boom.
more. There's
It
another
surprised me
example
all
that
the
came
time.
up. I'm looking at here. Bayonetta 1 and 2.
I've never even heard of these.
Okay, they're you've heard of like Devil May Cry, God of War.
I have, yes, of course.
Imagine that, but like it's a crazy, like it's this witch, and she's like a bullet witch, so she has like guns everywhere, and she's like her
that's
hair
pretty
is magic.
sweet.
She's
okay, so it's
she's
like all swirly,
just
like
out of
she's
control. Yeah,
she's a sexy lady and
just
shit.
wow, wow, wow. These things, it's just an out of control action.
Okay,
game. They're fun.
Cool. Those are fun. Like, oh man, was it there was a Wii game that I have. It's like something. Kill No More.
Oh, No More Heroes.
No More Heroes.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I'm glad you caught. Okay, dude.
A Suda
that
51
game
joint.
is so much fun on the fucking Wii.
That
dude.
game is fun.
It's so much fun. Like,
Um,
pop.
But this goes back to those download codes.
Yeah.
So the Bayonetta collection, if you buy Bayonetta 2, there was a certain variant of it, you would buy it and it would say includes Bayonetta 1. And guess what it was? You'd open it up and there'd be 2 discs in there. Guess what they were?
Blu-ray discs?
2 separate discs, Bayonetta 1, Bayonetta 2. Beautiful.
Okay.
Switch version comes out. Guess what they did? Download code for Bayonetta.
Oh, they fucking made you download it on the fucking Switch.
You could have put 2 cartridges in there. And those things are like almost like Blu-ray size, those cartridges. They're
Yeah.
like 32 gig.
Yeah.
And I think that's the small one.
Jeez. Dude, I have a Switch, man. It's a damn good fucking HD picture, man. Like, I played Donkey Kong and like all that shit, dude. It's the best time, like, experience playing
They're
Nintendo
doing so
ever,
much
dude.
with it. I can't wait to finally get one, but there's already rumors of a new Nintendo Switch, like what they did with the 3DS.
Come on, dude. That's
why
bullshit.
that's why I don't
It's
early
like
adopt.
I just fucking bought it last year,
That's
man.
why I don't early adopt anymore.
Yeah, you're smart.
Because
I don't know.
These console cycles never change.
Yeah.
Nintendo released a Slim at the end of it with the NES. Super Nintendo released a Slim. N64 bucked the trend, and so did GameCube. But
Yeah.
we had a Wii Mini. So I mean, all these the DS line has slowly shrunken and gotten better each time. So I see the Switch as like being as part of, they may not officially say it, but I see it as part of the handheld line. Most people play it handheld and they do docked.
No, that's true. I mean, that's what I play it on typically. I just bring it on the go and just play it on the go most of the time.
Yeah,
but dude, I will say though
like
the option of being able to dock it though and put it on your HD TV is pretty freaking sweet. Because I'll hook it up in my bedroom and just play it. Yeah.
Oh, it's my Vita. I wish I had a PlayStation TV. I mean, this has a 64 gig card in it. This thing is a beast.
It is a beautiful piece of equipment. People that are listening should Google the PlayStation Vita, man.
Yeah, these are
it's
great.
A beautiful.
So this is DLC done right. Okay. Pinball Arcade. These guys just unfortunately lost their license to release a good chunk of their big tables. It'd be like a record store being told, okay, you can sell music here, but you can't sell Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Skynyrd.
I just kind of like grab them by the balls and be like, you can't do
But there's all this other good music. Don't get me wrong. There's other good music you can still get. Like, get a Drunk Horse record, get an Electric Six record. There's still good music in here, but most people are going for a record store for the big stuff.
Of course.
And these guys...
mainstream bodies.
So, yeah, they've lost a lot of their best tables, unfortunately. But their DLC, as I'll show you here... DLC should not be integral to the experience. Like, what I mean, like, is that God of War example. That was integral to it. Without that code, I don't get those things.
Yeah.
But once this has been loaded, there's actually a physical PS4 disc that contains basically the Williams games. And they have released Williams collections. So there's now physical out there.
Oh shit, you got fucking different all pinball machines and shit,
yeah,
dude?
That
is
there's
awesome.
Like 70
Addams Family.
These are all real tables.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, see, so anything that says...
I've never heard them be called tables.
Yeah, Williams.
Okay.
That's gone. So now this is like a digital archive.
Oh, okay. That's
I can
pretty
still
sweet,
I can still
dude.
download it and stuff like that, but this...
Yeah.
I predict years from now, like 10 years from now, a collection...
On,
With a collector,
on a physical copy?
Well, because this is the only way you're going to get these. You can't download them from a fresh account or anything. You need to have something that's already set up.
I see.
Or hacked, which I predict will happen. And they wonder why people hack. But yeah, see a Bride of Pinbot with the 1,000,000,000 point shot. Woo!
Dude, I love pinball machines, dude. Any chance I get going anywhere, dude, if I have the change, bro, I'll fucking go.
Come on, you play Cyclone. Pinballs. Ride the Ferris wheel.
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's classic, bro.
Yeah, so this is DLC done right. They were releasing these over the course of 7 years at like 5 to 7 tables a year. And you would get one every month or so on a season pass.
And it gives you something to look forward to, man.
Yeah,
you know, like,
and they're an independent developer. I go on their Twitch channel. By the way, this is Uncle Bling. How you doing, Farsight Studios? If you're listening, Mike and those guys. I'll see you on the next stream. But they would often have contests for free DLC, and I've won a couple season passes on it. And when this whole thing went down, I spent about $300 to make sure I had all the stuff for PS4, 3, and Vita. Damn. But also
the ultimate collection.
But I
man.
love pinball. I mean, that's cheaper than buying one real table.
Right.
And I've got all of them up to. And then when they put a season 8 out, a pass, I'm just going to start buying the passes from here on out because they're not going to support Vita or 3 anymore. But I'll still support.
The other.
I'll still support the 4, man.
Yeah,
I bought a 4 like less than a year ago. Yeah. So what else do we got here? Oh yeah, we talked about that. Oh yeah, GameStop policies.
GameStop. You thought we were gonna get back to you, motherfuckers?
Oh, you thought you could get off?
I got some shit to talk about.
You thought you
GameStop?
get off? I thought you'd get off easy on this one, didn't you?
They're like, no, we knew it. We suck. We fucking suck.
Here's my thing. The employees are awesome, especially here at the local one.
Dude, yeah, of course. The employees are
people
way
make
nice
any
people.
business, and that's just the way it is. People make the business, but there are policies they have to follow. Like, did you know?
I did not. What?
Did you know? What? GameStops. Most of them are required to just straight up throw away the cases for DS, 3DS, and Vita games.
Nah, dude, I know. Well, I've seen, like, that makes sense because I've seen the collections because they have those, like, fucking cases that you just pick it in and then they give it, I assume, just give it to you.
Yep. So,
yeah. Okay, that makes sense then, yeah.
So, as a collector, that breaks my heart because there's games I've been looking for. I'll pick them up loose because I know eventually I can get the case. There's a whole eBay submarket for this now. Even price charting has included what a box and a manual are going for every game, because this is a problem now. Because GameStop is creating this collectors like me who are complete in box collectors. If you went, when you find, you haven't been in the store, Genie, have you?
I haven't.
Okay,
No, you have never taken me to your storage unit,
haven't
Brandon.
taken you there yet. But that's where I keep my video game collection.
Okay.
Again, secure. Also, I don't need all my stuff. I have a bunch of stuff. I don't need it all in my business 24/7. That's crazy. But when I go out there and I like kind of, I go through my stuff, you're not going to see any more of those like reprinted up, GameStop pre-owned guarantee, save 10%, become a pro member.
Fucking covers.
God, those.
Yeah. I've got a couple of those, Brandon. Not gonna lie.
No, I have like one or two because I needed them until I found the real cases. And then I just use them now for like if I'm gonna kind of borrow a game out of my collection, keep the case there,
makes sense.
and just take it home with me because I don't care about that case. I mean, it's garbage.
Garbage.
So imagine having a
garbage.
collection of like 500 games of a system, and like 2/3 to 3/4 of them are those stupid cases, not the original art. It would look just terrible.
It would look terrible.
But you see, when there's a majority of it, you're like, look at all those GameCubes, like whew, it's beautiful down the line, like how the GameCube logo is on the spine or whatever. So they just I've got my GameStop trained to basically give me the cases. I mean, I've walked in, started looking through stuff. They're busy. All of a sudden, they walk up with like a pile of cases. But I've been able to reclaim a lot of games. I'm looking for the cases.
So it's saving you money, so you do.
Saving me
go
money.
Out there. You gotta go out there,
I
man.
give away the extras or sell some of them online.
Right. Well, you got to make a little bit of money back, man.
I make some cash on it.
You're a barter type of guy, man.
I have to barter. Yeah, I worked at a pawn shop for God. This was in 2002, 2003. A place called Second Time Around in the U District. Yeah, that was the place. Anyone listening knows that place. It was cool. I'm not gonna lie. It was awesome. Like most pawn shops have like what's called a rule of thirds. So whatever you're gonna like, if you're buying something from somebody, you give them like if it's $100, you give them $33.33. Mm-hmm. GameStop gives you about a quarter of that for trade-in value. That's where people bitch about the trade-in value.
They fuck you over, dude. They fuck you over so hard on the fucking... Because, dude, I was telling you just like, I remember just like, just telling you directly my experience with those motherfuckers. And I may have mentioned this on the podcast before. I'm not too sure, but I'll mention it again. I ended up purchasing a brand new copy of a Doom VR. Yeah. And so I bought it. And the next, that night, I bought it in Pasco because we were in Pasco. Yeah. And we're like, hey, let's get Starbucks and let's go to the GameStop because we got a couple hours to kill. So we go there, and so I buy it, and then like I go home and play it, and I'm like, oh, there's all these like pentagrams all around you. It's like you play it on the VR headset. It's like this is pretty evil, man. I don't know if I'm. I don't know if this is for me, man. But like, don't get me wrong. Like the idea though of playing VR, a first-person shooter in VR, is amazing.
Yo, yeah,
it's fucking amazing. Like I played it for at least an hour, dude. I was like, this is fun. Like I wanted to keep it, but I went back and trade it in the very next day, and the guy's like, oh, well, because I paid $20 for it. The cash register want to give me $30 back. And I'm like, hey, man, you want to give me a little bit of money back? I'm not going to say no.
Yeah.
And so, because I had the receipt and everything, I gave it to him. And the guy's like, his manager comes up. He's like, oh, yeah, you bought this new? He's like, yeah, once you open the case, it's automatic fucking, drops the price right there to whatever their taking is. And so, dude, I was so fucking pissed. I mean, I wasn't pissed. I didn't say anything because it's just like, what are you going to fucking do? So I did that. And then I had a couple other games I traded in. So I was able to, like, I barely broke even. So it was
dude. No, I had an experience. This is my first time fucking with it. I got a copy of Max Payne 2 brand new.
Oh, that's a great game,
It was
dude.
like within the first week it had come out through second time around. And I paid like $5 for it or something like that. I'm like, shit, I'll buy that at cost and go trade it down to GameStop tonight, like see what they'll give me.
Right.
And I went down to the downtown one, the ones in the mall at the time, and the guy looks at it, and someone in line started talking to me about something, kind of just like, and I was like, oh, blah, 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 for a second. I turned back, and he had it opened up. And he goes, yeah, we can give you like $15 for this. I'm like, did you just fucking open my game? And he goes, well, yeah, I had to make sure it was good. I go, dude, you saw like the factory seals and all that. There's like 3 of them on it, like at the time, It's
right,
like,
of course.
I go, you couldn't have told me what the offer was, and then I could have accepted or declined. Like, you couldn't give me a quote, and then like that's a big step to take. It's like, well, we can't.
You kind of owe me now, motherfucker.
Yeah, and I told him, I go, I want one of the copies behind the counter. Give me one to trade me. And he goes, I can't do that. This is the one you brought in. I go, no, I brought in a sealed brand new copy, and can we all agree here, everybody in line? I go, that is a brand new sealed copy, yeah? So give me one of those. Yeah. He's like, we'll have to call mall security. I'm like, bring them in.
Oh, no shit.
Bring them in.
No shit.
I go, I'm not walking out of here with what you just opened up because I can sell that on eBay for $50.
Yeah, dude.
He
automatically costs you money, dude.
This goes back to like, loose, opened, sealed. There's 3 states a game
Brandon,
is.
You're making sense, dude. You're making sense.
And GameStop, I've watched them, even over Christmas, I watched someone, and by the way, I did get my sealed copy.
You had to pay that one off, dude. So mall security came in. What
mall security, I wasn't going to totally brush it off. No, so yeah, mall security came in. I told him what was going on, and he's like, "Is that true?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, I had to make sure it was okay. It was new." And he goes, "But you should have quoted him back.
Yeah, so
give him one of your sealed ones."
Well, fuck yeah. It's nice to hear that mall security was able to secure the situation.
Yeah, and this was a manager.
Put that fucking guy in his place.
Yeah, it's like, guys, we can escalate this further. I'll go to your district manager. Go, what's their phone number? Like, I'll call him right now. I'll go out to the payphone. I didn't have a cell phone.
No
This is 2001.
Dude, I would have done the same shit, bro. Like,
I was pissed.
Yeah, dude, no shit.
It's like, you can't be just like, that's a huge. So GameStop has this.
It's not your property yet, motherfucker.
So when you see that wall up there, and then they sit there and say, "Oh, we don't have space to put out DS games." But yet you put out these dummy cases or something like whatever the big titles like Call of Duty at the time, say World War II. They've got like 40 empty cases that are like, he says, for display only. These are not like official cases, right. And they still crack.
It's like going to like the Crazy Mike's back in the day or something, and rented a video. It's like that one copy. You weren't taking the actual physical VHS
but they still
copy
crack them open, the real copies, and put them out on the
shelves. Right? Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen it. Yeah,
and then they say, well, we have one room, and then it's like, oh, here's a big Halo 7 ad. It's like the size of a table taking up a shelf.
Yeah.
That could be like,
they're just like, Nintendo doesn't pay us enough money to do this.
That could be 200 DS games right there in box that would sell. Because no offense, Chrono Trigger's going to sell with the case before it sells loose. Pets with a Z, who cares?
Pets with a Z.
Hey kid, do you care if your game has any cases?
Yeah. He doesn't. Dude, no, we got Batman Arkham Asylum.
Okay.
And we got that on the PS3, and we bought it in one of those shitty dummy cases that they had.
Do you need a real case for it?
Dude, I would love it. Honestly, I have. Dude, there you go.
Or like I said,
making deals. Man.
Have you had the bait and switch yet? At the GameStop, where you bring up a case, you're looking through them, maybe you find 3 or 4 copies of a game, like, okay, this one's got the best manual, the best art, cool.
Right.
And then what do they do at the counter? They throw it up on the counter, they give you the greatest hits version with the shitty case.
Jeez.
You're like, yo, no, black label, black disc, let's go, match them up, get it back. Here's like, oh, these are for display. I go, nope. You put that shit on display. That's going into my collection. I don't care about your display.
Of course, dude, you gotta demand it, dude. You gotta take ownership of the situation. You gotta demand that shit.
About 10 years ago, about 10 years ago, maybe 7, 8, somewhere in there, at the GameStop in Seattle, there was, I'm not going to say which one, I don't want to get the person in trouble, but at the time they weren't taking any more Game Boy Advance games, and I see this pile next to the garbage can, like they're just getting ready to just go like, woo! And on the top of it, you ready for this? Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures, Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones, and Tactics Ogre.
The wastefulness of these people, man.
These are revered, amazing games. Dude. These are revered, amazing titles. And I was like, and I asked the guy, what's going on with that? He goes, oh, we have to throw these away. And I just grabbed them off the thing. I go,
give them to me.
I know a garbage can outside. I'll got you. And he's like, really? Do you know a place? Of course I know a place.
Of course I know a place. I'm Brandon Huck.
I watched. No, they didn't know. They don't know.
Yeah.
But I had a guy at PAX. I went to the GameStop during a PAX, and they had a PS3 sitting on the ground. And this guy said basically, fuck it. I don't want to trade it in, but I don't want it. A headset, all this other nice stuff, and the guy goes, yeah, we have to go throw it away after work. And I go, I know a recycling place down the road. He's like, really? I'm like, sure.
Okay, so you're just that random guy that comes in and he's like, I'll take it off your hands.
Totally.
Not a problem.
I had Ultra Street Fighter 4 in the drive.
Oh, man.
Woo!
Yeah,
and I keep it as a backup. It's a backup. Okay. It works just fine.
Yeah. I need to play. Dude, I love Street Fighter. Street Fighter 4 is
the truth.
Much fun, man.
Street Fighter 5 does that season pass shit with characters every year.
Yeah.
Oh, just wait till it's all done. Release as a big ultimate game. But they used to do it in the Super Nintendo days, though. Remember? Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hybo, Super Street Fighter HD Turbo Hydro Remix. Fart Knocker.
What?
B-sides, dance mixes.
I know, man. I if I'm going like back to the day of like playing like the Super Nintendo and you compare up, Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat, I gotta take Street Fighter.
Oh, dude.
Every day.
Every day. The moves make sense.
Yeah. And the flow of the game is just nice.
There's flow to the game. Mortal Kombat just feels like random button mashing.
Yeah, because you're like,
and then just like, it's just your hands are out like a dog swimming like.
Like, by the time they got the PS2 and shit, like, once they were able to get all, like, 3D oriented and shit, like, it was actually, like, a legit, like, I don't know.
It got better in the PS2 era.
I have it, for the PS4 or whatever, the XL.
Yeah, and even the one they did, the self-titled one they did.
Yeah.
7 or 9, whatever they're...
No, I've been playing that, dude. I've been playing the story mode on that,
Freddy Krueger in it?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a fun... We played the story mode on that. That was a fun game to play.
Oh, yeah, just Street Fighter has flow.
Yeah,
that's why I like Marvel vs. Capcom. Even Street Fighter vs. Tekken was okay because it still had flow.
I don't think I ever played Street Fighter vs. Tekken, dude.
It's okay.
I didn't realize that existed.
Oh, it's a 2D fighter with Street Fighter and Tekken. So it's like Street Fighter meets Tekken, and then there's actually I don't know if they ever got canceled. I haven't heard a peep out of it in years, but there's a Street Fighter cross Tekken where it's done like in a Tekken engine.
Okay.
So your Street Fighter people are all going to be in 3D. Yeah, it's real.
That's amazing.
I don't know what happened to it.
Amazing.
Dude, some more HD collections I want to touch upon. I just picked up Shenmue 1 and 2.
Ooh.
Oh my god, did you ever play Shenmue?
I've heard of it, but I never have played that officially. I haven't played it ever officially. I've heard the folklore though.
Oh, it's great. Oh, you've heard all the tropes. I'm looking for a bar with sailors. Where's Charlie? Excuse me, I'm looking for a toy machine. I should go drive the forklift now, Nozomi. Well, the voice actor, Corey Marshall, again, just a solid dude. Never met the guy, but I found him on Facebook a couple years ago and added him, just like, I'm a Shenmue fan.
Hey, man.
No, this is like when the Shenmue HD stuff, I was like,
of course. Hey. No, that's what I do. I do it to people, too, all the time. I'm like, I want to be your friend.
Yeah. You're like, I want to be friends with this Italian disco group, you know.
Sure.
Who doesn't? But he's super responsive. I even put like pictures of like my Japanese copy of Shenmue with the pre-order cell phone bonus, and he's just like, oh wow, made a little comment on it. Like he's really responsive with his Shenmue fans. Like he knows that it's bad voice acting. He knows the character he has to play as was supposed to be like an innocent Japanese guy in the 80s. That's why he doesn't think like YMCA's going to the bar where sailors hang out. He doesn't think about that's where the gay men hang out. That has a connotation in America, but not in Japan in the 80s. There was still culturally it was very hush hush.
Right.
I lived with a Japanese roommate who grew up in that era, and I've discussed the culture.
I believe it.
You wouldn't have thought about I'm looking for a bar where sailors hang out. Why is everyone laughing? Yeah, and America's like, oh my god, he wants to go to the bar where sailors,
I remember hearing that shit, like my dad would say some shit like that.
You ever hang out at dockside bars, Kevin?
I can't say I have, Brandon. Can't say that I have.
Hey, schoolboy, have a milk. Ha ha. That's like what the bartender says to you when you find the sailor bar.
Oh, no.
I've been streaming it because each day is 1 hour of game time.
Okay.
So you can play it like you wake up in the morning and you go to bed at night. 1 hour of time.
Yeah, that's good, dude. That's not bad, dude. That's a good, solid foundation for within a video.
I'm actually, and there's games within games, like the creators, some of his other stuff, like Hang On is in it, Space Harrier, Outrun, Afterburner.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All classics.
Yeah, and the third game is coming out next year, especially, I think it's like, as of today, like 1 year from now for PS4, and it's part of the reason I got a PS4 is I was like, I want to put my money behind Shenmue, let them know, hey
man, I support that.
I support this. I mean, I even put a pre-order in at GameStop, and they were just like stunned because like all the employees basically were trained. Don't even try to ask Brandon for a pre-order.
Yeah.
He will run you down so many fucking avenues and have you so confused by the time you're done.
He's gonna waste time. He's gonna waste your time, and you're gonna fucking have a whole line. You're like, no, I want to talk to your manager,
dude. Barbie Horse Adventures for the GameCube was pre-listed and pre-owned on the pre-order when I was like pre-looking on the pre-site before the pre-night. Okay, so can I have a pre-look at this and get the pre-register open and just like.
Yeah.
What are you talking about anymore?
What? I should have smoked that joint on my lunch break. Shit.
Oh, and whenever a new kid comes in, I have all sorts of random. I'll send them. You've heard of like looking for prop wash. Like when someone starts in the Air Force and they send them out for. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as blinker fluid for your car, but it's fun to send your kids into the store. Hey, do you ever go get blinker fluid for your dad? I think his sprinkler fluid might be low. You might want to go to the AutoZone for it.
I'll get right on that, Dad. Let me go to the store. Give me the car keys. I'm on 13. What?
Shucks. Should have gone to Al's.
Shucks.
But with this remake, though, I kind of hope Sega, because they're saying it's their most requested remake, and I'm kind of like, it isn't. Because there's one other one, and it goes back to what we talked about earlier. Panzer Dragoon Saga. $600 for a copy right now. Only 20,000 sold in America.
You got my ears, Brandon.
You can get a Japanese copy for about $30, and I've tried playing it in Japanese. Oh, don't get me wrong, I have tried. But they speak their own language, so you can't it's like dual translation. It's just, it throws you off. In addition to trying to think in English, it's 3 languages simulcasting.
It's like system overload.
It's a system overload. So I've actually been thinking about my goal for next year is to buy it for myself for my birthday. I'm gonna buy a real copy. I'm gonna make it happen.
Damn, dude, you gotta treat yourself sometimes,
Dude,
though, man. You gotta treat yourself. You gotta buy yourself something and be like, "Hey, I'm worth it. I'm worth it, Brandon."
I passed. This is a 20-year regret here. I passed on 10 copies. $10 a piece at the Shopco here on 56th in 2000.
It would make me cry, Brandon.
There was
would
10
make
of
me
them.
cry just hearing
And
that.
at the time, again, this is before all we had was the data sites, all this. There was eBay was in its infancy. At the time, they were only selling for like $20 on eBay. Nobody cared. And at the time, I was thinking, that's a Final Fantasy ripoff multi-disc RPG. I'll just
whatever.
I'll buy it.
Blow it off. I'll get it next time.
It's like how I'm going to buy an Xbox One. I'm going to buy it in a lot full of games from somebody for a couple $100 and get like an instant
get the best
library.
deal you can, dude.
Get it all at once. And that was my plan. Wrong. 2 years later, I looked on eBay because I was thinking about it again, and copies were starting to go over 150. So I bid 182 on one.
Okay.
And this is foolish me. I had up to 200 to spend.
Were you already at that point kicking yourself in the ass though? Because
I lost
at
182.50.
Oh, you lost it. No.
50 cents. And that's why I know, okay, if I have $200 to spend and I want this, I'm just going to put the $200 down the first time. That's the lesson I learned.
Yeah, lesson learned, right? Of course.
But this has been 16 years.
Ooh,
16, 17 years.
in the baking.
So I need this. I just, it has to happen. I want to play this. It's just so revered. I need to see what's up with it. I love a good RPG, and it's supposed to be short. It's only like 20 hours, so it's not Skyrim.
Dude, I mean...
Flying dragons!
How much is the resale value, though, once you purchase it?
If I ever decide to sell it again, I'll make my money back, and then some.
It's a tax write-off, bro. It's a tax write-off.
And I got a $500 PayPal credit recently.
Whoa! Dude, come on.
I'm going to have to do it.
Buy it for your birthday, bro.
But some other compilations I want to talk about that were done correctly throughout the years. The Zelda collection for GameCube.
Ooh, I don't think dude, that's badass as shit. I didn't realize they released that on GameCube.
It was like 2002. You would subscribe to Nintendo Power for a year. It's like $20. They sent you a GameCube disc with the first 2 Zelda games for NES, the 2 for N64, and then a Wind Waker demo.
Oh, wow. Wow, you can't beat that, dude.
Dude, it's incredible.
Beat that. That's an
all in one
amazing
disc.
deal.
The Phantasy Star collection for Game Boy Advance. Phantasy Stars 1, 2, and 3 on one Game Boy Advance card.
Jeez.
Oof. It had the map inside of it had like the weapons charts and then like a physical map with like each, like Phantasy Star 1, Phantasy Star 2, and then backside Phantasy Star 3 is like this. Whoa. Okay. The Japan. We talked about it earlier, the Advance Wars series. I'm a huge fan of Advance Wars. They didn't get them right away in Japan because the Game Boy was still doing really well when we're in the Game Boy Advance era.
Okay.
The Game Boy.
Wow.
Not the Game Boy Color. I said Game Boy.
So
it was like
what would be the reasoning for that, man?
Everyone had one.
They just didn't upgrade. They just liked it that much that they were just like, fuck it.
This is good.
Whatever. This is good enough.
They kept making games for it, and there was like an Advance Wars 3 at the time, so we didn't get Advance Wars. There was Game Boy Wars, I should say.
Okay.
And at that time, the Advance was the new thing, and they're like, well, we want to release this kind of towards the launch of the North... Because it came out here in America. You ready for this? September 11th, 2001. Know of anything that happened on that day?
The Game Boy Advance?
The Game Boy Advance game, Advance Wars.
What? Damn, dude, that is
because I was gonna go pick it up. Again, this is back when I would pick up games new,
right?
And I was gonna go buy it that day, but bus services were halted. It was really strange. I mean, I never found out, never heard what happened.
Halted the bus services?
Oh yeah, buses, everything stopped.
This in Seattle?
Yeah, I was in Seattle at the time when.
Yeah. And September 11th happened.
Yeah.
I was in high school.
Oh no, anything special happened that day?
I remember going to school that day, and like we were in biology class, and some teacher comes in, and he's like talking to us, because we had it on the news and shit. And he's like, "Yo, all you men out there, you better get ready because you're going to war. They're going to bring the draft back. And I'm like sitting back there, dude. I'm like 16, dude. I'm like, well, I was like 15, 16, some shit. And I'm just like, fuck, no.
I was 24 when that happened.
Yeah, dude, no.
I wasn't going to war.
Yeah, 2001, I would have been like turning 15, I suppose.
Oh, wow.
It's 15. Yeah, I was like fucking 14, 15. Jeez.
But to go back on topic.
Yeah, I was 15.
Japan
16.
got Advance Wars 1 and 2 together on one Game Boy cartridge.
Okay.
Oh, Game Boy Advance cartridge. Oh my god. If you get an emulator, try Advance Wars.
I gotta try it, dude. I gotta find it. I want to say I've heard of the name.
It's the classic just one more turn game.
Wow.
Just one more turn. And you could play it, like my old roommates and I would play it because they were hip to it. I'd be smoking my bowl. They'd be playing their turn.
It's the only way you can play video games, bro.
So we sit in the living room. You would sit in the living room watching TV or something like that, and he'd play.
I'll shoot some heroin while I play some Advance Wars. No, I'm just joking.
So then he would take.
You can't do that. No.
Then he would pass it over, and I'd look like, oh fuck, you did damage. I'd pass the pipe over and
right.
do my shit. And then like he'd take a couple hits and just it was
pass it around. And shit.
Yeah, we just
that's fucking cool, man. Until you're able to like enjoy it together and shit, dude. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so it's a great game,
dude.
I'll teach you. The Sega Classic series.
Oh, dude, really quick on a side note, just as a quick question to see if you know this. What year did they stop production of actual Game Boy games? Because you said they continued making them in Japan.
Yeah, so 2001 had Game Boy Wars 3, so I want to say 2002 or 3 had the final Game Boy game.
Right. Okay.
So like a 12-year run in Japan.
Jeez. And when was it? That was released in like what, 1990?
89.
89.
Late 89.
Okay, so that's when the Game Boy was originally. Damn, dude. So it went to like 2002.
Yeah.
Damn,
12 years.
I mean, you think about it now.
Like, going on 12 years right now. Yeah. 2006.
Which one? Oh, the PS3.
Yeah, PS3.
Yeah. I know.
And they're still.
It's still relevant, dude. My kid, like, we have like so many PlayStation 3 games that
there's still DLC coming out for like Rocks. Again, another great game that does DLC correct. Rocksmith and Rock Band.
Rock Band. They're still releasing shit on the PS3 for Rock Band?
They did a couple years ago. They did a couple like a one-off like Rise of the Phoenix and like some Weezer song.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then they gave
Tenacious D.
Yeah, they did a couple like just like, hey, we're bringing the DLC back because the final piece, and I thought it was really fitting at the time, was American Pie.
That's a good way to send it off, dude. I like that.
On Rock Band 3, so yeah. But they had cut, they're obviously testing the market for forks. They were cutting like the Pro Guitar, the Pro Keyboards, and I'm kind of like...
Okay.
To me, it felt like a stripped-down Rock Band. I didn't buy into it right away. In fact, I got a second free copy of Rock Band 4 from the GameStop garbage because they were throwing it away. They can't do anything with it. I've gotten 2 free copies of Rock Band.
They're just like, get rid of it, dude.
Just here, like, Brandon, you have it.
Have you played the new Guitar Hero that they have for the PS4?
Yes, the live.
Yeah. So, dude, doing that, I don't know. I can't help but fucking laugh every fucking time because they're just like, hey, you gotta get on stage. You talk about like that one game being so bad, dude. That's like the modern equivalent.
It is. It's like back when like
it's so bad.
Like when Sega CD and all it came out, like Night Trap. It was like full motion video. Yeah. And then there's like Double Switch with Debbie Harry and Corey Haim for the Saturn, right?
Yeah. It's just so bad, dude. But that Guitar Hero shit, I just crack up.
It's a modern take on full motion video gaming, and
love watching the front row. You're just like fuck you. You start flipping them off. They're like, hey.
Yeah, I bought that for the Wii U because I knew it'd be the most collectible version.
There you go.
I couldn't find a PS3 version to save my life, and I'm actually going for a full set of PS3 discs.
There you go. How close are you on the PS3?
Out of 1,052 games, about 700, 710, somewhere in there.
That's close, dude. That's not...
I'm getting there.
Yeah, that's fucking close.
And I mean, there's some...
What are some of the titles that elude like your collection that are like the major PS3 games?
The number one game that's going to... I don't know if I'll ever get it, honestly. There's only 10 out there that are known.
Okay.
10.
And
it's a sports game.
Of course it's fucking Tiger Woods 01, motherfucker.
It's an EA game, too.
Okay.
It was NBA...
Oh, it's like fucking Fight Night or something?
NBA Elite 11.
Never even fucking heard of that game.
There was even a demo on the PlayStation Store, apparently.
Okay, say it again?
NBA Elite 11.
Elite 11, so it came out in like, what, 2010 or some shit?
Yeah, and it was literally 10 copies. It was supposed to be... it was completed.
Okay.
Shipped.
Okay.
For some reason, most copies got shipped back. Like, most retailers caught, like, hey, we have to pull this for whatever reason. EA just didn't want it out there.
Okay. There was just some random fucking bullshit.
Who knows?
Okay.
And there's only, like, 10 copies that are known out there.
Wow.
and they fetch
What's
over a grand.
What the fuck is the special gameplay about it though? Like, what makes that?
It was
game
like
so
something
special?
like with the dual sticks or something like that. It was something like
it
was
was the
like-
PlayStation, those move things and shit. Like
and that and like the joysticks had like what it's supposed to represent your hands or something.
Right.
It was like an experimental.
That's cool. That's kind of cool. I get that.
People who played it said they liked it, but yeah, it's just
I like because you'd be like bop 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 bop. Then you go up with it and just like make that shooting.
Yep.
That's fun, dude. That's like
that was like when the move stuff was starting to kind of come out and all that. So I don't know. It literally a handful of copies are known to be out there.
Yeah.
What else is eluding me? Lego Dimensions is getting harder to find. I can't find a starter kit.
I want to say I've heard of that game.
It's the one with like the dimensional portal and a bunch of Lego. The DLC is buying the Legos.
Oh no shit.
And they have NFC chips on them, so you can put it on the portal and use it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like there's a Back to the Future one. I own the Portal 2 level kit because I found it on clearance. Because it's Portal. I love Portal. You've ever played a Portal game?
I don't think I have.
Oh
no, I don't think I have, dude. That's a road I have not traveled down, Brandon.
The first game can be beat in 20 minutes.
Jeez. Okay.
The second game, I think I'm pretty close to the end, but the voice acting and it's just the ideas. It's nuts. Do you know the concept of it though?
No.
You have a gun. Okay, you wake up in a lab.
Okay.
And a voice is telling, like a computer voice is telling you kind of what to do. And there's really not a lot of things to do. So you're like, okay, I guess I go through here. Eventually you get this portal gun. And you have the ability to shoot like an orange portal. And it's like, you can walk through it.
Nice.
And you shoot, later on you get the blue portal.
Okay.
And you can shoot like an orange one like here on this wall. And then a blue portal over there. And when I put my hand through it, it'll come out this way.
Nice. Okay.
So
yeah.
you solve puzzles.
Yeah. Okay.
In
that
a
makes
fourth
sense.
dimension, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And there's like puzzles where like you fall, you drop, you shoot a portal below you, but you already have one set up, so you'll go flinging out something else. And yeah,
that's complex, dude. That's a lot of work on that. Yeah.
But the first game is a masterpiece if you've never played it. It's the cake is a lie. That whole trope. You've never heard of that?
No, dude, I haven't.
Oh. Oh, sorry to spoil a 14-year-old game for you.
No, Brandon.
That's only legendary.
Yeah.
Gosh. No, if you ever find an extra copy of Orange Box for PS3, I'll loan it to you.
Yeah.
Or if you can borrow mine, but you got. You don't want to know what happens when you don't get my games back.
Hey man, I'm not looking to get shot or anything like that, man. So.
No, I mean definitely. Portal's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure, dude. I'll fucking have to YouTube that shit.
Oh yeah, you can watch a Portal speedrun. It'll blow your mind. Mm-hmm. It'll just be like, what just happened? Even like when you know what you're doing, it's still just like, whoa,
what are we doing here?
Oh, and the ending song is classic. Make sure you listen to the endings because it actually became so popular and like a meme in its time. Like, sorry, the dog's like, oh,
Henry's making a special guest
appearance.
appearance.
He wants to come say hi. Oh.
He's just like, hey man, I know you've been doing this podcast for like an hour, man. Who's gonna let me outside, bro?
You don't get to go outside.
No, man, he's got a doggy door, dude. He can go out his doggy door.
But yeah, the ending song is just amazing, and like the concept is just like, no way, and it ties in with the Half-Life universe.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
And it started off.
I gotta keep an eye out for this.
Started off as a student project at Digipen. Do you remember playing like Newground games? Like Newgrounds.com? Oh, Tommy Fulp.
I remember playing a game back like when we were like I would have been like like around that same like September 11th age, 14, 15. But I remember playing some game where you gun up and shot up the school and shit, dude.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh man, like in today's day and standards, like I don't even know.
There was a school shooting simulator recently that came out and people were up in arms on it.
I'm sure they were. I'm done. Yeah, I would be amazed. Like, is Newgrounds even still around? Like, I haven't gone.
Funny you've mentioned Newgrounds. The shirt I'm wearing, Pink Godzilla. I was one of their first like videographers.
Oh wow.
And at PAX was it 05 or 06? Tom Fulp.
Okay.
And I became friends. Like, he kept coming over to our booth. He came over and let me check out Castle Crashers. Like, I'm one of the first people outside Behemoth to play it.
Dude.
So we struck a deal with him to get Alien Hominid in our stores, and we sold Alien Hominid copies on GameCube and Yeah, I've got a signed disc of it. Yeah,
Dude.
Fulp's a homie, dude. I've run into him on the PAX floor, and he'd be like, "What's up, Brandon? Like, what's up, Tom?"
Yeah,
and we'll start talking for a minute. It's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go check this out." I'm like, I'm heading that way, and we'll hang out for like an hour or so. Then
All right, let's go get a hot dog.
we're buddies. Yeah, he's a good dude. You know,
yeah, dude.
I see him at the PAX. He's like
good people, dude. Good people.
He's a good
sure.
person. And at the time, I didn't know about Newgrounds.
Okay.
Like I'd missed that kind of part of the generation. I was doing a lot of other things in Seattle at the time.
Right, yeah, because we were just stupid fucking. You know, you either looked up porn on your friend's computer, or you went to Newgrounds and fucking you played the games on Newgrounds, dude.
See, at the time I was using the computer to go on like MIRC channels and get Dreamcast pieces so I could pirate Dreamcast games.
Yeah, you were way above our fucking degenerate level, dude.
I was,
we were like fucking baseline, like, hey man,
I was nerding out on
dick and fart jokes over here.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I still have my dick and fart jokes.
Of course.
But MIRC jokes.
Yeah, it's a fuck. You want to talk about jokes? Those MIRC jokes.
No, another comp thing I want to talk about before we go is Namco museums. Oh my god.
Namco museums put out some pretty good fucking comps.
Milk it.
Fuck yeah, they do.
Fuck yeah,
they do.
Do you
Brandon.
remember on the PS1 they had a series of Namco? It was volumes 1 through 5.
I probably didn't play it too. I played the 64 more.
Each one.
I was more of a 64 guy.
Each one featured a full letter of Namco with the games.
Wow.
So it spelled out Namco over 5 volumes.
Dude, that's pretty sweet, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember that shit because like I remember getting a box set for Nightmare on Elm Street, the box set where it's like it was dual sided, so you could either get like the movie poster on one side, or if you flip it over, all the VHS tapes make this picture of Freddy like with his hands spread out and shit.
I missed that kind of Twin Peaks. It spelled Twin Peaks on the side.
Yeah, okay, dude. I remember going to Sam Goody's as a kid, dude. And fucking like always like I remember like looking at the VHS like box sets and always thinking to myself, man, it'd be really cool if they fucking put this stuff on like a CD, you know, and then like you could like put so much more because you know, and it was just like then DVDs come out and it's just like now that what we have, it's just like,
do you remember?
Fucking blows my mind, bro.
I remember working down here in Union Gap near the Future Shop, which is now the Best Buy. And seeing the DVD for the first time.
Yeah.
And like, they also had Divx. Do you remember Divx?
I never heard of fucking Divx. Was that the counterpoint to the DVD?
It was an alternative.
It was like the fucking HD DVD that fucking went away.
You ready for this?
Okay.
You knew this was already doomed to fail from the beginning. Again, this goes back to why companies do this milking shit and keeping things behind paywalls are bad.
Dude, I 100% agree on that.
So, you would buy these discs. They came in CD cases, and you did like Pulp Fiction. It looked like a soundtrack or something, but it was a DVD quality disc, but it wasn't DVD per se. It was DivX format.
Okay.
So you'd put it in your player, and you would.
What kind of player?
It was a special DivX player.
Okay, so you had to buy this.
You had to buy this player, and your player had to be hooked to a phone line.
What the fuck?
Are you ready for this? Here's why. You want to watch your Pulp Fiction?
Okay.
That'll be $1.99 for the next 48 hours or something like that. And then after that, you ready for this? And then when you were done watching the movie destroyed itself.
What the fuck is that? I've never fucking heard of this.
But the cop was really like what, $3 to $5 or something like that.
That's.
So by the time you're said and done, you're still spending like half the price.
It's kind of like It's like kind of like on what they have for on demand now. You know, it's kind of like that in a sense.
Reuse once and destroy, but it's a physical version.
But a physical version of on demand.
So they've yet to.
That's kind of crazy, dude. That's
people
crazy.
have yet to figure out how to crack the. Because I looked into it recently. Like, okay, I remember these stupid discs. Yeah, or I think it was like you can only use them like 5 or 6 times total. It was like a limit on the disc, and then it would just like destroy itself after like 4 months or something. Like it was something weird.
Yeah.
So once you played it, it was fucking done.
Fucking jeez.
Could you imagine that today with like a game or something like that? Oh my god, people would be up in arms. But like I said, it's a lower price point.
Right.
You pay a one-time fee.
I can see why. I mean, to me, that just like predates fucking on demand, which they were offering on demand at the time, but it wasn't as much as like a big deal as what it is now.
See, I didn't have a cable box since like '97 or something like that.
Yeah.
I've never had my own cable box like most of my adult life. I don't.
I had cable for a very like
in 2002. I discovered.
Dude, I had a friend that was into all that shit, dude. Like I remember him giving me like I remember him giving me a disc like with like South Park from like season 3 or something because that was like when when that was.
It's all in
coming out,
real
so.
player format.
Dude, real player. I remember fucking real player.
10
Winamp and shit,
10
dude.
megs an episode.
Fucking 10 megs. I know, dude. That takes forever
Dude,
to fucking
make fun
download.
of Winamp all you want. I still use.
No, I love Winamp.
I use
because you can change
Winamp
all the
3.
interfaces and shit.
I use
That's a
Winamp.
good program.
Well, I keep Winamp 3
Yeah.
with the CDG plugin on any karaoke, my karaoke followers.
Nice.
So I can instantly install it, and it takes it's a lightweight
And that just
program.
sets it all up,
and it
dude.
still
That's a
works.
good fucking
and
program,
it
yeah.
works. It's
100%, dude.
less than 2 megs,
That's great, dude.
and it runs all my karaoke files.
Dude, fuck yeah.
That's how I ran my Swedish karaoke show. That's another
That's a
story
good
for another
setup,
time.
man. That is a good setup.
Yeah. If you ever need a copy of that package, let me know. It works on any x86 computer. So
Okay. Yeah, I got the fucking Apple, so I don't know.
you don't fuck with PCs at all. You
I don't really fuck with. I mean, like I've had PCs, but all the PCs I've had, they're all like the real shit computers, that are fucking dead within like a year or 2 years, and they just crash and so like with what I have now, the setup I have now, it's like the first time I've actually I've been at a point in life where I can actually spend the money on the good equipment.
Yeah.
And get it. So like for me, like what I learned in
Macs are supposed to just work.
Yeah, and like I worked back in the day, like when I learned video production through YV Tech, it was on a Mac computer.
Yeah.
So the dream was always like I want a Mac. So and that's what we used on our public access show for all those years.
I got a Mac from like 2005
Yeah,
at the
okay.
Goodwill recently.
Yeah,
but they thought it was.
That's like when I learned how to use it. So
they
that's
thought it was a monitor, so I paid like $3 for it.
Oh no shit!
Like
I know it. I know
base.
the little base. Yeah, that's what we
had,
learned on.
Yeah,
that's what. Those are good. Those were good solid computers.
I have it.
Yeah, those are good computers.
I own
dude.
one.
Yeah, 100%.
I keep it in storage because I don't know how to use it.
You don't know how to use it? I love it. Dude.
I actually
fucking
got
user friendly.
Just got the iLife suite.
Okay.
And I think the disk drive is fucked up, and I don't want to tinker.
Okay.
I'm too busy tinkering. I just got a new desktop I'm tinkering with, setting
Okay.
up. For my new show, Nostalgic Cheese, my second season.
Plug away, bro. This is at the point, dude, where we got plugs in, bro.
The second season is going strong at Hop Nation. I've been there for a year. It's a celebration of music videos, trailers, classic commercials, just nostalgic cheese, just old school stuff. I theme each night. I've done a Pacific Northwest show. I've done 5 80s nights throughout a year.
Yeah, dude. Looking for a fucking good time, dude.
This
Hop
week,
Nation.
This weekend's going to be working for the weekend, a celebration and B-ration of songs about work.
See, that's fun, dude. Because that's what draws me out when it comes to shit. Is like if you can give me a solid fucking good time, like oh man, I could totally get behind that and shit. Like,
well, the best part about the show is
there's a theme to it and shit. Like hell yeah, dude.
There's people at the bar watching sports. I've had people tell me like, hey, I was too busy watching the game, but I was listening to the music. It was great. So they're still getting something out of it.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Some people
fucking loves house music, dude. Everybody loves house music.
You can still see it if you want to. There's something to see. If you want, it's optional.
Yeah.
It's a versatile show like that. It's kind of how you want to take it in.
Yeah, and then fucking
you and your friends want to sit there at the end and ignore the show. You can do that too.
Hey man,
there's room for everybody.
I like to participate, Brandon. I like to participate.
And then of course every Tuesday still doing the Sports Center.
Hell yeah, doing open mics.
Open mic, and then every Wednesday I'm usually at Trivia at Hop Nation as well.
You're a busy guy, Brandon.
I am busy, and then developing this. I'm trying to develop out the rest of the shows till the end of the year for Nostalgic Cheese. I want to get them done in September.
It's smart. That's the way you gotta do it, dude.
And then like October, November, December, I'll have 3 months of just kind of like time to just draw the show out of the vault and then just
just be fucking
just stay on the promotions,
time, dude. I mean, and if you got the time just to fucking build it and like just fucking get it out of the way, because that's what I do with these podcasts, man. Like you mentioned, I mean, I never tell anybody that they can't bring up current topics or anything, but like at this point, you mentioning the Madden 19, it's already been 2 weeks, bro. It's been 2 weeks, and that shit happened yesterday. Banking shit up, dude. That's
But that's I mean, that's I pay attention to current events. I
know.
I am woke AF.
Oh, you are woke as fuck, motherfucker. Well, Brandon, Huck, thank you for coming on to the podcast and no one listens to.
Thank you. And one last thing, Sega, if you're listening, Panzer Dragoon Saga HD remake. I know you lost the source code, but come on, you still have the Japanese version.
I'll let you have that last word, motherfucker. So we'll see you next time. America.
Cheers.